So yeah, my first major flaw in the face is insufficient eye tilt. And we can see that my canthal tilt is negative 1.5 degrees. So this is the biggest flaw in my face. This is why I'm referred to as negative canthal tilt IQ and things like that. Yeah, so this is a huge flaw in my face. My eyes should actually be upturned and instead they're downturned. We have a normalized score on FaceIQ Labs, and I got a 1.3 out of 10 for the canthal tilt. So, biggest flaw in my face. Next, I actually have eyes that are too rounded, okay? So my eye shape is 2.5 times wider than tall, when it should be 2.8 to 3.6. So this is, again, a moderate flaw. My eyes are too rounded, and my eyes are negatively tilted. This is why my eye region is kind of shit, okay? Next, my neck is a bit thin, as we can see. It's only 84% of the width of my jaw. This is again a moderate flaw. It should be 90 to 100%, as we can see. So again, I have a narrow. So the main issues with my front profile are my canthal tilt, my eye shape, and my skinnier neck. Those are my issues. Yeah. Bro, is squint maxing? No, I still have a rounded eye shape. This isn't squinting. This is just how it is. If I was squinting, I would have had a compact eye shape. Next, my cheekbones are medium set. They could be higher. Yes. My jaw is too wide slightly. My jaw is 94.7% the width of my bizygomatic width. So my jaw, and this is a flaw that I've noticed for a long time, that my jaw is slightly too wide. It's luckily on the dimorphic end, but yeah, this is a flaw. Ideally, it would be around 3% less wide. That would look better. Good flaw, I mean, it's not the worst flaw to have, a jaw that's too wide. Here, my facial width to height ratio could actually be a bit better. It's 1.87. Again, distortion makes people think my face is actually less wide than it is. What's the issue here? My philtrum's too long. My upper lip is too thin. That's the main issue. My brows could also be even lower set. My face could even be slightly wider. Those are the things that would make, again, we want this at 1.9 at the low end. Yeah, again, this is just harmony, by the way, guys. I'm not a 7, obviously. This means my lip corners are pretty even. This is basically measuring the lip seal. Ipsilateral angle, this is looking at the relation of the subnasal to the outer eye corner, and it is almost perfectly ideal. Not ideal, though. My eyebrows are fairly low set, but they could be lower set. They could definitely be lower set. As we can see, I mean, it has a low set appearance, but they could be a bit lower. You know, someone like Tom Cruise has perfectly low set eyebrows. My eye spacing is just comfortably in the closer set range, but nearly 45%, which is, it's slightly outside of the ideal. So ideally my eyes would be a little bit wider set, but here we're looking at the distance between my eyes to my nose, and this is ideal. Jaw frontal angle is around 95.3 degrees. This is a good jaw inclination. Again, this is very, very close to the ideal, but honestly, my upper lip should be a little bit more full. My facial thirds are balanced. I have dominant lower third, of course. My jaw is my best feature. My total face shape is in that comfortably in the ideal range, 1.34 times taller than wide. This falls right towards that low end of the ideal range. Lower third proportion, my mouth line sits well in my lower third. This is since I have a taller chin, so it sits well into that ideal range. Chin to philtrum is actually good. This is, again, my philtrum is still a bit long. I just have a very tall chin. You know what I mean? So the ratio is good, but I still do have the appearance of a slightly tall philtrum due to the thin upper lip. The mid face is about 1:1, solidly in the ideal range. Eyebrow tilt is about 7 degrees, which is good. Now here, honestly, you can deduct me more. I honestly I should have pulled my hair back. Honestly, you guys can take 5% off my front. My temples are shit. Take 5% off my total score. This should honestly probably be 100%. So yeah, you can take 5% off that. Wait, people actually think this is a fake picture? Look, I can recreate it right now. I guess the sun was coming in. But yeah, so you could honestly, this is worse than this. So take maybe, we could call my harmony maybe, that would deduct its overall down to a 71%, something like that, maybe. Interpupillary to mouth width ratio. This is within the ideal. Oh yeah, mouth to nose width, this is good. At the low end of the ideal. Good mouth to nose width ratio. Good ear protrusion ratio, and then good nose tip position. So I'm getting trolled by chat. So yeah, overall, honestly, my facial harmony, the main issues here is just the canthal tilt and the eye shape, which I think everyone can see. Otherwise, my facial harmony, again, this is not my overall score. I'm not a 7.4, obviously. I'm not over a 7, obviously. I'm far under a 7. Generally, my facial harmony, though, is actually quite strong. We see the general issues are around my canthal tilt is a huge flaw, but otherwise, if we look at the score, that's pretty much the only large harmony issue that I have is the canthal tilt, the eye shape, and the neck. Those are kind of my 3 big issues. So once I correct the canthal tilt, get leaner, and fix my neck, I will look a lot better, I would say. Let's go next. Let's look at side. Now my side is definitely better than my front, for sure, in my opinion. And I believe my side got 80% harmony. Nasal height to width ratio. This is a huge flaw. My nose is a bit short, which is also why my filtrum is a bit long from the front. It says may be an overprojected nose. It honestly could be slightly overprojected. I would just argue it's short, would be my... Yeah, I do have large ears as well. My biggest issue is definitely from the side, proportionally, is my nose is a bit short. Lip assessments, this isn't super interesting. So here, actually, my gonian is too far below my mouth line, which actually indicates almost an overly large ramus, which is, suffering from success, so to speak. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, my lip assessments are just slightly off. Yeah, not super interesting there. My nose, this is a new ratio we made. My nose tip rotation angle is slightly off. So this is looking at the nose tip relative to the Frankfurt plane. And mine is a little high, which means my nose is a little too upturned. So yeah, that's a little bit of an issue there. My nasofrontal angle is unideal. This means my brow ridge could be more protrusive. We can see it's a little flat. This is similar to, like, say, Chico is a face you may know with a similar flaw to this. My brow ridge could just come more forward. Other sirens, of course. Yeah, I could show you guys how I'll look with some of these changes fixed, actually. For sure. But yeah, I mean, again, so my brow ridge could be more projected. This app is only harmony right now. We'll be rolling out the other features soon. Yeah, so that's another flaw. Again, lip assessment's kind of boring. Nothing too interesting there. I have a weird chin shape, so this didn't map perfectly because I have like kind of a weird chin shape. So essentially is ideal there. Total facial convexity, this could actually be a little bit more flat. And this again is actually indicating an overprojected nose slightly. So I do think my nose is a little bit overprojected relative to my profile. A bit. Definitely a bit. The app is live right now if you want. It's right there. No pressure. If you'd like to, you can go do that. Once again, this is actually, here my profile is actually almost too flat. This is still a very good cephalometric measurement. It's 9.96 points out of 10. But if it were to stray, it would be on the more too flat end. Brow ridge inclination's good. These are all going to be ideal. Nasal tip angle's good. Nasal labial angle's good. My facial convexity is good. This is depicting, excellent mandibular projection, maxillary projection, jaw growth, harmonious facial flatness, and a well-projected chin. So what this is going to tell you. Good nasal projection. My E line is not bad. My H line is not bad. My upper burnstone line is not bad. These are kind of boring though, Nasomental angle, comfortably in the middle. These are just kind of assessments measuring the roundness of my face. If you look perfect, what's the fun in that? That'd be a lot of fun if you look perfect, I can't lie. Your life would be your playground. Nasofacial angle, these may be a little boring, sorry if you don't give a fuck, but this is looking at the relationship between the chin, the nasion, and then the nasal tip. And this is, again, another kind of fail-safe to make sure your face isn't too flat or rounded. Here's an important one. The gonale angle is 118 degrees. This is important. This is actually, not to sound arrogant, this is actually the exact perfect measure, literally. Yeah, literally in the perfect of the perfect. So that's good. My mandibular plane is on the low end, but good. My ramus to mandible ratio is good here, about 0.66. This is, again, almost perfect. I mean, of course, my jaw is my best part of my face, you know, obviously. So submental cervical angle is good. I am not recessed relative to the Frankfurt plane. We can see, luckily. That's a bad one to have. Slight positive vector, very slight. And my facial depth is actually pretty good, 1.3. New ratio we've added. And yeah, I mean, that's my harmony, guys. To summarize, let's go to my biggest flaws. Here we can see I lost 8.7% harmony from my canthal tilt. Wow. The outer corners of the eyes tilt downward, giving a droopy or sad look. Brutal. Brutal. So I mean, that deducted, you know, so much harmony from me. Look at that. Yep, angularity really does matter for a face like mine, absolutely. It's super volatile. Super volatile. It can make me go from a 5 to maybe a bit over a 6. Yep, over projected nose. See, listen, I'm not trying to glaze my app, but that is actually quite interesting that it did pick up I have an over projected nose. That's pretty hard to pick up. Thin neck, of course, medium set cheekbones, and an overly wide jaw. So here we can see, listen, I'm not trying to glaze my app, but that's literally my top 5 flaws. I would actually agree with this. I would probably rank my overly wide jaw above. These are definitely my top 3 though, flaws for sure. I'm glazing my own app, I admit it, but I really do think this is like pretty cool how this works so well. Okay, my best things are gonna generally be about my face shape, jaw, facial thirds, etc. Yep, ideal jaw length, balanced facial thirds. Remove this. We can just take 4% off my harmony to be like liberal with the deduction. Yep, these are my positives. So from a harmony perspective, my face is actually fairly harmonious. Now, this is not my overall score. My overall score is not a 7 or 7.4. But from a harmony standpoint, it is, you know, roughly in that 70 to probably 72% facial harmony. Let's look at my overall scoring, how I'd rate myself. My angularity right now, really, it's not far from a 5, honestly. Oh, thank you for the donation. Yeah, overall, my score, I would say, in my prime and my best, I'm not looking too bad right now, is roughly overall, if you add in my harmony, my dimorphism, and my features, is in that 6 range in my prime. And my harmony, because I didn't do my temples well, so let's just say I have 7 harmony. I have like 5.5 angularity at best, really, right now. My dimorphism, not bad, but I do have some undimorphic things. So objectively, it's in that 6 to 6.25 range, I would say, in my prime, is how I'd rate myself based on the math. And this, I swear it's not biased. I'll even show you guys my point mapping if any of you want to check. Here's my point mapping. And yeah, if there's any critiques, let me know. I try to be as unbiased and accurate as I could be.